There are a bunch of major headlines coming out of the White House tonight after President Trump signed a series of proclamations behind closed doors. That includes a sweeping travel ban on.
In June 2025, President Trump signed Proclamation 10,949, a sweeping travel ban that could throw a wrench into the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Fans are being blocked, cities caught off guard, and sponsors are on edge. What was supposed to be a global celebration is now spiraling into a political showdown. While the stadiums might be ready, the world isn't necessarily invited. From visa delays to fractured venues, this is no longer just a football story, it's a high-octane controversy. Buckle up, because here are the pivotal moments reshaping this historic event. First, policy versus passion. When national security sidelines the fans. When Trump enacted Proclamation 10,949 in June 2025, its impact on global football was like a cleat to the jaw. This executive order blocks entry from 12 countries, including Iran, Somalia, and Syria.
That includes a sweeping travel ban on 12 countries with a partial restriction on 7 others that we just mentioned, reintroducing a controversial step that he took early in his first term, with some differences this time tonight.
Just as the U.S. prepares to host the most international World Cup in history, there's an ironic twist. Elite players and FIFA officials are exempt, but fans, journalists, and vendors are not. They now have to navigate an overloaded visa system with waits in affected countries stretching over 300 days, long past the tournament's opening whistle. This isn't a small issue, it's a full-blown policy crisis. Iranian fans, despite having valid tickets, are outright barred from attending. No waivers, no temporary exceptions, just a hard border standing between the people and the game. Fan groups from Africa and the Middle East are canceling their plans, sending a stark message. If you're from the wrong country, you're not welcome in the stands. The players might take the field, but the global heart of football is being locked out. 2. Local fallout. Host cities caught in the crossfire. With Washington putting up roadblocks, host cities like Atlanta, Houston, Louisiana, and New York are left in limbo. These cities invested millions in infrastructure, marketing, and tourism campaigns. But now hotel bookings are plummeting, event staff are scaling back, and local organizers are scrambling. A Houston official hit the nail on the head when they said, "We're hosting the world, but not letting the world in." Airlines are reducing routes, restaurants and rideshare companies are bracing for a slow summer, and even fan festivals are being called off, all because the international crowd can't make it in. It's not just economic fallout, it's a branding nightmare. These cities were promised global exposure and a tourism boost, but with international visitors sidelined, their spotlight is fading fast. Security concerns are also mounting. Some cities are even deploying National Guard units in relation to deportation actions. This isn't the kind of welcome FIFA had envisioned. Local leaders are now stuck between the federal government's policies and the international expectations that the World Cup was supposed to meet. 3. The Iran paradox, playing without the people. Iran's situation sums it all up. The team is ready to compete, but the fans are shut out. Even Iranians with legitimate tickets are being blocked by bureaucratic red tape. The optics are devastating. Iranian sports journalists have called it discriminatory and insulting. While Tehran may not be hosting matches, Canada and Mexico's open-door policy is only widening the gap. Some fans are trying to reroute through Toronto, hoping to watch the games there. But the detours don't eliminate the discrimination. It's not just Iran. Countries like Sudan and Yemen don't even have the chance to apply for partial restrictions. Visa timelines are so long that the 2026 tournament may be over before they even get through customs. Even cities with strong Iranian communities like Toronto can't replace the feeling of global unity, and FIFA is standing by with no clear action. Rumors swirl about venue changes and emergency legal maneuvers because, at this rate, the 2026 World Cup will be remembered not for the goals scored, but for the millions who were never able to witness them. 4. Corporate freeze, FIFA silent, sponsors nervous. FIFA's silence on the matter is deafening as whole regions are locked out of attending the 2026 World Cup. Internal reports warn of significant reputational damage across Africa and the Middle East. Regional federations are demanding answers, but FIFA remains unresponsive. Meanwhile, global sponsors are getting anxious. Companies like Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, and Qatar Airways, who rely on emerging markets, are now facing a potential crisis as the U.S. tournament leaves a vast audience excluded. Leaked memos suggest that these brands are considering scaling back U.S.-focused ad campaigns and shifting resources to Canada and Mexico. One beverage executive summed it up: "We don't want to be the face of a divided World Cup." Advocacy groups like Human Rights Watch and the ACLU are calling the policy discriminatory, and fan groups are preparing legal challenges. FIFA's hesitation isn't just a moral dilemma, it's turning into a commercial one as well. The true story of 2026 may not be who scores the most goals, but rather who gets excluded from the field. 5. North American divide, Canada and Mexico rewrite the playbook. While the U.S. shuts its doors, Canada and Mexico are throwing them wide open. Mexico declared in mid-June that all fans, regardless of nationality, are welcome to attend, and Canada followed suit, promising unrestricted access. Neither country explicitly criticized Trump, but their message is clear: they're the inclusive co-hosts. The response was swift. Iran, Algeria, and Venezuela have requested to play their matches outside the U.S., citing concerns about fan access and politics. This subtle rebellion is splitting the tournament. The once unified North American World Cup is now divided into two zones, one that's welcoming and one that's restrictive. Canada and Mexico are capitalizing on this divide. Flights to cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Mexico City are surging. Hotels are filling up, and fan groups are planning trips to avoid the U.S. altogether. The optics are undeniable. While the U.S. may have built the stadiums, Canada and Mexico are winning the hearts and the headlines simply by keeping their borders open. Closing, whose World Cup is it anyway? So here we are at the intersection of sport and politics. The 2026 World Cup was meant to be a global celebration, but instead it's mired in controversy. Trump's proclamation, 10,949, spared the athletes, but it left the heart of the game, the fans on the outside looking in. Canada and Mexico are seizing this opportunity, not just with open arms, but with open wallets, benefiting from tourism, goodwill, and influence. FIFA is struggling with silence, and the real question now is, can a country truly host the world if it shuts out millions of its own people? Will global brands continue to support the event if their key markets are excluded? And should FIFA prioritize access or safeguard its lucrative contracts? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from fans, analysts. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates, automotive news, and geopolitical drama.